Welcome to our Center for Spiritual Living Tahoe-Truckee Sunday morning Zoom live streaming service. It's my joy to welcome you here. I'm Rev Pam Brandman, the Senior Minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Tahoe-Truckee. We know that whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. We know that there are many paths to God, and we recognize that they all end in oneness and in love. We're grateful that each of you is here with us this morning. Our center's purpose is love. Our vision is embracing all and serving with love while awakening to the one. And I'd like you to, it's the first Sunday of the month, and so we're going to read through our good to great vision that we came up with last year. And this is the vision that is from the congregational process, and it's the one where we listen to what Spirit is calling us to be. So if you would read with me, read it together while you're muted. Embracing all and serving with love while awakening to the one. What are we passionate about? We are a loving and inclusive spiritual community that supports and inspires healing, prayer, and personal growth. And what are we best at? We practice and teach spiritual principles through Sunday services, meditation, classes, experiences in nature, and creative expression. What is our resource engine? Divine Source sustains us through our dedicated and creative people, socially relevant principles, and versatile sacred space within a magnificent natural setting. Thank you, Karen. So we start each Sunday with setting our intentions with our receptivity statement that you'll see next on the screen. I think I spoke too soon, Karen. If you would read it along with me as well. I am here by divine appointment. Something I am about to hear applies to my life. I am open, receptive, and willing to explore the possibilities. So someone who explores the possibilities is our musician today, Colleen Akiko. And she is sharing a few of her inspired original songs that are with us this morning. And following along with this morning's theme, Living Everyday Wonder, the Inner Life, the songs she has chosen give us a glimpse into her inner life. Right? There is a bright light there that shines through and provides divine love and wisdom. Please help me welcome Colleen Akiko.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so good to be with all of you. This first song is called Center Spark, and it invites us to not just affirm in our heads that yes, we have a divine essence center spark, but to really feel the love and the freedom that comes from rediscovering that every day. When this song emerged into a song, I had just witnessed the power of one who presented as very evil, being challenged, like, you have a center spark. And if you didn't come from the same creator who creates all living beings, that'd be different. But because you exist, you have a center spark, and I will just wait here so you can just check it out. And there was a burst of freedom that happened in that situation. I reflect on that a lot, and that's where this song came from. So my prayer is that we each, every day, rediscover and re-experience the power and the amazingness of the center spark that we each are. Thank you.
Find the center spark deep inside your heart, shining like a star through the darkest night. Find your center spark, feel the love you are. See the truth, free your heart, be the center spark. How long have you felt lost and tossed in fear? Come home. Peace lives right here. Joy lives right here. I am right here. In your center spark, deep inside your heart, shining like a star through the darkest night. In your center spark, feel the love you are. See the truth, free your heart, be the center spark. Find the center spark deep inside your heart, shining like a star through the darkest night. In your center spark, you feel the love you are. See the truth, free your heart, be the center spark. See the truth, free your heart, be the center spark.
Thank you, Colleen. Well, that brings us to our practitioner for the day, Carol Delbon. And Carol's coming us today from Sacramento, and she is recovering quite quickly, I think, from her knee surgery and getting a little bit more mobile every day. We're grateful for that. I know she is. And it's amazing how grateful we become for some things simple that we took for granted, like being able to go up and down 2 stairs, or being able to walk with a cane instead of a walker, things like this. There's all these little steps, milestones that we make along the way. And Carol keeps her practitioner consciousness to be positive and cheerful through it all. And I'm grateful to have her as one of our practitioners. So help me welcome Carol Delbon to provide our special reading and our invocation today.
Morning, everyone. Colleen, that song was beautiful. I often think that about when I see all this, especially we hear on the news what's going on, and I know there's a spark inside each person who may be acting out. And so I love that song. Thank you. And what I'm reading today is from the Science of Mind magazine, February, pardon me. And it's by Edward Vijoun, the spiritual leader of the Centers for Spiritual Living and senior minister at the Santa Rosa Center. It's about meditation, the voice within. I believe the most important obligation in life is to remain faithful to oneself. I can say there was a time when I didn't know myself well enough to be faithful to it. The content of my mind was so loud and scattered that I wondered if I knew what I was being true to. With the practice of sitting in meditation regularly, I began to watch the antics of my internal characters and listen to their voices with less reactivity. I doubt that I have fully met all there is to meet in me, but I'm excited, and there seems to be a way to do that. To sit in meditation and let reality reveal itself is among the greatest blessings in my life. Meditation is not so much passive as it is receptive. I think of it as being available to something greater than my intellect alone. I think of it as a way to grant my intuition, creative instinct, higher self, or whatever you name that something, an opportunity to express itself uninterrupted. I think, excuse me. I think of it as listening intently to someone I love. Imagine it as an interview with someone you admire. Think of it as paying attention without force, rigidity, or intense effort. Without intentionally dependent on outer circumstances. In some cases, that may not be a bad thing. If you know yourself well, understand your mind and its workings, and are familiar with the hidden beliefs that sometimes influence your decisions. A teacher of mine once humorously explained the difference between prayer and meditation. Prayer is when you tell the divine what to do. Meditation is when the divine gets to tell you what to do. A spiritual life based on intellect alone misses an opportunity to gain access to the wisdom and peace that is always inside us. Hidden beneath the surface activity of thought and ideas of who we are is a self worth being faithful to. Meditation allows access to that more expansive part of our being, where intuitive wisdom, expansive thinking, and enduring love can be drawn upon to guide us. What method, excuse me, what method you use to get there seems less important than that you go on the journey. My most cherished form of meditation is to sit quietly with no agenda, not trying to direct or stop thinking, but being present for whatever flows through my awareness. There is a beautiful power released in you through meditation, and it is the power of your inner life. And so now to bring our attention to this space, this sacred space where we are, where we can focus on this inner guidance, this inner greatness, this inner self, where everyone is accessible to this presence, this power within. And as Edward says, we can focus in the silent moments as well. I let that stillness be an important part of my life as I work towards the meditation being a longer portion, and letting that peace within always be present. Always a big part of my life to block out some of the thoughts that go through my mind. So I know that this is something we can all be more aware of, that this presence that we see in meditation and feel can benefit our lives more. So I know that you will hear more about this when Reverend Pam speaks and when Colleen sings. More of these words that help us to focus on these silent moments and what we have within us, the strengths we have within us. And to remember that we have this important family here, the CSL Tahoe-Truckee family, always has our backs, always there with love and prayers. And I personally am very grateful for this. So we let these words go knowing they are the truth of this Center for Spiritual Living. And so it is. And now I get to invite Colleen back for another song.
Just to tag on to what Carol just shared with us, this song dropped in on the heels of a prayer sweat lodge years ago. Just came in and sat at the table, and this song just came out on paper. And it is about learning how to see in the way that is seeing the invisible. And for me, I didn't come to this so much with my head as with my heart. And my heart helped me to see that I was being helped with this great mystery. And song opens up with sitting with a wise old woman, ancient wisdom person. And we each have this ancient wisdom person within us to help us along with these lofty concepts that our head can somewhat grasp. But I think we need a little hand-holding along the way, and it'll be different for each of us. But fortunately for each of us, there is that perfect helper. And the beautiful thing is that as we respond to this perfect helper within us, we become that which has helped us, and we model in such a way that others are inspired to do the same. So that's this song. It's called See.
I met a woman, brave and wise. She called me to her side. Her hands were strong and weathered. Her face cracked when she smiled. And in her eyes, a dancing light undressed my destiny. To heal my blind and stumbling ways by learning how to see. She took my hand and sat me down, then looked up to the sky. Heaven's here on earth, she said, when we let our stories die. Then my heart stretched out its longing to fly up high and free. Told my mind to let them go, so I could learn to see. I feared to leave, my stories would be like taking off my skin, painfully exposing the shameful doubts within. Then I watched her light a fire as she sang of sweet release, with smiles and songs and grateful tears. I began to see. Learning how to see from the light inside, my spirit opened wide to see. To see. My weathered hands are strong now. My face cracks when I smile. I'm watching children stumble I hold them when they cry, and when their hearts come seeking, just sit a while with me. I feel the joy dance in their eyes. They want to see. I know a woman, brave and wise. She calls me from inside.
Thank you, Colleen. That's what a lot of what we want to do is just to see. You know, without vision, we perish. And that's why today we're talking about when we begin our journey this year through the global themes, living with everyday wonder, we begin with the inner life. You know, can I see God in me? And that's what we'll be talking about today. It's the beginning of the journey. And so this is the first realm where we're talking about. And Colleen opened up this morning with a song called Center Spark. And that center spark inside our heart is the divine spirit that indwells our being. Colleen described it as shining like a star in the darkest night. Right? I mean, that's an amazing observation. And just close your eyes for a minute and go within into your heart and sense that vibrant life force within you. That's the power and presence of the divine. Feel its power, its energy. Feel its love. Love that fills your being, healing, soothing every nook and cranny of who you are. Every pain, every worry, every fear is released. Know that every single cell in your body is loved completely. And why? Because God has made you from itself. You know, as we come back into the room, we know that there is one creator that has made everything that exists from itself. We are still a part of that one life that is God, and each and every one of us. You know, this means that we are connected with each other, and we can see God as the essence of each and every person. There is no other. There is only the one. That changes the whole world for me. You know? For today, however, I want to focus on the God within you, within me. Can I see God in me? Right? So we're more than this physical body of flesh and bones. You know, when we describe ourselves at the physical level as these bodies walking around on earth, we see ourselves as separate from everyone else, from the rest of life. You know, it's through contemplation at the inner level, meditation, that we discover that we are part of something greater than ourselves. We discover that one infinite source that has created everything from itself. Each person, including you and me, is an individualized expression of that one life. This is the true essence of who we are, an embodiment of spirit. Ernest Holmes, in our statement of what we believe we use in the science of mind, he said, "We believe that spirit is embodied in everyone and that we are all embodiments of the one spirit." In the Science of Mind textbook, on the next slide, Holmes says, "In moments of real inspiration, we understand, at least to some degree, that God is all, that which has within itself is all that really is, the life in everything and the love through everything." The love through everything. You know, the qualities of God, thank you, Karen. The qualities of God are the qualities of who we are because we are made by God from itself. You know, it's like a hologram or a drop of water. All the characteristics of the ocean are found in that drop of water or are found in the hologram. Since we have been made in that image and likeness of God, that means that whatever is true about God is also true about us. Since God is love, we are love. Since God is infinite peace, our true nature in our heart of hearts is deep, abiding peace. Right? Since God is beauty, we express beauty in the world when we allow our divine inner beauty to shine through our eyes, our hearts, our voices, and our actions. We allow it to be and express. There's many names for God, but God, Allah, Jesus, Buddha, Yahweh, the Tao, but it's all God. It's all the same thing. Now, one of the spiritual principles we talk about in Science of Mind is that governs our earthly experiences, that our thought is creative. It is done unto us as we believe. So we have to be really careful what it is we believe, right? In Science of Mind, we teach that our physical world mirrors what is going on in our inner life, within our minds, and particularly our beliefs and expectations, right? Proverbs 23:7 tells us that as a man or a woman thinks in their heart, so are they. Life appears to us as we believe it to be, not as we want it to be or think it should be, but as we believe it to be, right? Now, in the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes says this: to learn how to think is to learn how to live, for our thoughts enter into a medium that is infinite in its ability to do and be. Man or woman, by thinking, can bring into their experience whatsoever they desire, provided they think rightly and become the living embodiment of our thoughts. This is not done by holding thoughts, but by knowing the truth. You know, when you connect with, in your heart of hearts with spirit, you know that you know that you know, right? Now, when we believe that we believe in something that's false, the creative process still works by creating that false belief in form. That's kind of scary, isn't it? It's so important. We need to be careful about what we believe and check it out with that spirit within. When we believe ourselves to be separate from our source, we shut ourselves off from infinite love, wisdom, and beauty that are our divine birthright. We are left alone to function all on our own. But when we turn within and realize that our true essence is a part of the one life, we open up to that, our awareness to that divine qualities and possibilities that are available to us. It just takes a second to go within and connect, a breath. At any given moment, we have that choice to rely on the limited strengths and resources of our physical being, or to turn within and open up to our true essence as part of the infinite one. This is the gift of seeing God within ourselves. Right? When we think that we're alone, that we are not enough, life is crazy, our lives will appear limited and full of struggle. But when we see that presence of God within our hearts and our minds, when we remember who we really are is our higher self, that inner self that knows it is one with God. There's a Chinese proverb that says, when the eye is not blocked, the result is vision. When the mind is not blocked, the result is wisdom. When the spirit is not blocked, the result is love. Very wise, don't you think? So when we let go of that belief that we're not alone and that our efforts and our love are not enough, we open ourselves to, when we let go of that, we open ourselves to experience the infinite love of God that is always ready to flow in us, through us, and as us, as a blessing to the world. You know, nevertheless, our ego likes to think that it's when it's separate from life and it knows best, right? We that ego really wants to be strong and powerful, and it wants to decide what to do all on its own. And the reading we had this morning from Dr. Edward Villian that Carol shared with us, he said the difference between prayer and meditation is prayer is when you tell the divine what to do, and the meditation is when the divine gets to tell you what to do. When we get still and listen to that voice of spirit within. Thank you, Karen. So when we meditate and listen to that voice of spirit within us, we align ourselves with that true essence, the infinite wisdom and love of spirit. We align ourselves with the truth, not the false. This is how we tell one from the other. And then we let go of the limitation and struggle, and we shift to wholeness, love, peace, and joy. We are aligning our inner life with the truth of who we are. Colleen, in her song, See, she said, talked about the wisdom of the wise and brave woman within who taught her to see, to let go of the stories, of the drama, and to see that spiritual truth that is always present, the wholeness, love, and joy. Now, it's like that inner fire of life that burns within our hearts and seeking to express itself and that lifts us up and to lift up all people. That difference between prayer and meditation, telling God what to do versus God telling us what to do. And when I think of our beloved Center for Spiritual Living, there were some things going on this week, and I was feeling really frustrated. And we had this great vision, and it's so powerful and wonderful. And last summer there's the COVID pandemic is still going on. We want to get on with it. And last summer we had the smoke, took out 6 weeks of the summer. We had to stay inside. And, frustrating, asking God, what do we do? We want to have classes, we want to have events, and we want to have outreach with the community organizations, new people, new families. We want to make a difference in people's lives. Our lives were transformed by the science of mind principles and practices, and we want to share that so other people can share that same joy. And so one of the things that I've learned to do is when I feel this frustration, before I go to sleep, I say a prayer and I ask for divine guidance. And so I did that, and it was an amazing night. It was a serial dream that woke up in different chapters, each a little bit closer to what I needed to know. But the one right before I woke up it was kind of funny, but it was really powerful, and I'd like to share it with you. So in the dream, I was living at my house actually in Carson City in Lakeview, near where Brenda Hill Doran lives right now, but it's about a block away from her house. And I love that house. It was out in, had a beautiful view of Washoe Valley, and so I'd had some meetings there, workshops there. And so Michael and I were living there, though, so different husband. But all of the people from CSL Tahoe-Truckee were there also. We were having a workshop of some sort. And so one of the things we were doing for some reason, it was Sunday morning. And so, on Sunday morning, they have the funnies, and out of the Sunday newspaper, I don't know if people get that much anymore, but anyway, the big section that has all those different funnies and stories and so on. And so Michael's reading along with one of them, and he opens it up, and there's one of the funnies goes along, and it gets to the end of its space, and it's not through with the story. And so the publishers had taken the rest of the story, the different blocks, and just pasted it throughout all the rest of the Sundays throughout the rest of the section. And Michael's going, I can't follow this. This is kind of crazy. So he hands it to me, and I said, oh, I can see it. So, here's this one and this one and this one and this one. And Michael's looking at me like, wow, okay. But the last one was the word star. All right. And so I started thinking about it. What does this mean, star? And Colleen spoke about the star, sang about the star this morning. And then I realized it goes back to when I was 4 years old and I saw the movie Pinocchio for the first time. And I realized that all the scattered words were all that I remembered from the song When You Wish Upon a Star that Jiminy Cricket was singing. Right? So my 4-year-old mind, all it could remember was, when you wish upon a star, doesn't matter who you are, da 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 da, your dreams come true. Right? And I tried, so I woke up in the morning, I thought, wow, this is really a powerful message. And but I couldn't figure out what those other words were. Yeah. But just looking at that part of it, I realized that this is a spiritual mind treatment, right? And it's an affirmative prayer. And so when you ask, whatsoever ye ask, believing, ye shall receive. And that's what this song is all about. And so at the age of 4, even though we were Baptists at the time, I learned about the power of affirmative prayer. So I was curious, so I kept looking up the full words. And so let me share some of them that my adult mind can now understand the significance of. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires, not your head, your heart desires, will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do. And there's some longer verses, but it ends with, like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Right? Now, Jesus told us, whatsoever ye ask, believing, ye shall receive. Believing is the key part. And aligning with that one, the spiritual one within us. And that's what we do in our heart level, right? Not the head. We move from the head to the heart. And my mother told me that this was true. Whatever I asked God for, God would provide. And if my heart was in it, and it was good for everyone. So I said, okay, sounds good to me. So what did I want? I wanted a little sister. So I prayed, okay, God, I want a little sister. Thank you. And then I went around the neighborhood telling everybody that my mother was going to have a baby. And the amazing part of this story is that I knew my mother was pregnant before she did, because I was right. Right? So I believed it with my child's mind. This song has changed many lives. And well, let me come back to, there's a story about Jesus blessing the children, and in the Bible, and so there was one day, this is in the book of Luke. One day, some parents brought their little children to Jesus so he could touch them and bless them. But the disciple says, no, you can't bother him with these children. And then Jesus called for the children, and he said to the disciples, let the children come to me. Don't stop them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. I assure you, anyone who doesn't have their kind of faith will never get into the kingdom of God. Jesus was talking about that childlike faith of children. Children are closely connected with that Spirit of God within them. They don't have all the filters and the head trips that we set up as we grow older. And so as a child, I had complete faith that story worked. And so this song, When You Wish Upon a Star, it's changed many lives. In 1940, the writers, Lee Harlane did the music and Ned Washington did the lyrics. It won an Academy Award for the Best Motion Picture Song, 1940. When You Wish Upon a Star became the signature song for the Walt Disney Company. And we've heard it all many, many times, right? In Japan, Sweden, Finland, Norway, and Denmark, the song has become a Christmas star song, referring to the Star of Bethlehem. So that star is there. And this is a fun one. The song was covered by Kiss bassist Gene Simmons on his self-titled 1978 solo album. Gene said, "It spoke to me. I thought Jiminy Cricket was actually talking to me. He said, when you wish upon a star, it doesn't matter who you are. Yes, it's true, Jean. Jean, I'm talking to you. So go and get it. It's all yours. It worked for him, it worked for me. And I think it could become our theme song for the Center for Spiritual Living Tahoe-Truckee. So we've heard that vision, we've prayed it and for it, and patience, but it is unfolding. So we need to stay on the track, keep listening, and keep answering the call to do what we're called to do each moment of each day. So I'd like you to listen to the song one more time. This song, that when I woke up from that dream, I really felt like, I was connected with spirit. Here was this start, your dream is answered, becoming manifesting. And I felt like Ebenezer Scrooge, if you will, it's just like the whole world is transformed. All that fear is just like, what's real here is spirit. This is that life energy within me that just pushes to get out every day. And I see it all around me in each one of you guys. It's what brings us together as CSL Tahoe-Truckee. And so our center is a divine creation. This vision is manifesting as a divine creation, not a human one. We're co-creating it together. And so when we pray, wish upon a star, we are praying to God, believing. Now I'd like you to hear Colleen sing when we wish upon a star.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dreams, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do, fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in to see you through. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes true.
Thank you, Colleen. So let's take this to prayer. And so as we go within, we see that center spark calling us deep within our hearts. We feel that presence of God within us, the God in me, as me, shining like a star. God is love. We are love. God is peace. We are peace. God is joy. We are joy. God is wholeness. We know wholeness in every part of our being. Our life force is strong. We do not will it into being. We allow it to flow. It is healing and loving and nourishing us and the world. We know that we are one with God. There is no separation. We are in full alignment. And so let the questions arise. What questions are you seeking answers to this morning? Ask for guidance from the God within you, your inner being. Let go of any fear. Let go of any resistance. And patiently, the voice of God speaks with clarity. Wholeness unfolds. The path forward opens up. We see the guideposts along the way. Whatever is needed is provided. The ideas, the people, the funding, the time, the synergy, the opportunities, the connections. It all flows with ease. It is true for our center and the unfoldment of our good to great vision. It is also true for us in our personal lives. Knowing that all the answers are provided right here and right now. Spirit cuts right through whatever false appearances are present. The magnificence of God shines through like a star, lighting our way. We experience heaven on earth. I am so grateful to know this truth, that the infinite invisible is alive within my heart and within all of creation. Every heart, every mind, whether they realize it or not. When we say namaste to our neighbor, we are saying the God in me blesses the God in you. Namaste. Namaste. All is well, all is God, all is good. And as I close this word, this prayer, this knowing, and release it to the law of God, which makes it so. It's amazing. It is so. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. And together we say, and so it is. So we come now to the next part of our service when we, our prosperity time. And if you would, we know here at CSL Tahoe-Truckee that God is our infinite source of all things, including our prosperity. And so your donations to the center are an opportunity for you to be a part of carrying out our vision of embracing all and serving with love while awakening to the one. We want to support spiritual transformation throughout our world, and we're grateful for you and your commitment to be a part of that. And by the way, if you've turned in your 2022 pledge, please come into the office and pick up your free gift to you. We have a CSL theme journal that you can journal each week on the topics we're talking about. And then also our new administrator who's starting this week, yay! She'll be mailing it out to the people that are far away. So if you would, on our next slide, hold your offering over your heart and repeat with me. I gratefully and joyfully share my offering, which flows from God, my infinite source. My gift blesses this center and all who are guided, healed, and empowered by its activities. All I share with life returns to me blessed and multiplied. And so it is. So join me in our song with Karen Drucker.
God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Pam, you're muted.
Thank you. Or anytime we forget, so nice to have people remind us. But anyway, so I want to thank each one of you for being here with us this morning. And I'm excited that our new administrator, Savannah App, is starting tomorrow. So if you want to drop in, you can come say hello and welcome her when she's coming in. And also, very excitingly, we are kicking off our new classes for 2022 with a 5-week class called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And this is it's on Wednesday evenings from starting February 23rd, 2.5 hours from starting at 6:30. And you can $170 for the class. I'll be teaching it. And you can attend it online or in person. And you can also register on our website or by calling the center. It is a really great class that satisfies the foundation level training for beginners or for anyone that would like to revisit applying the spiritual principles in their life. Each week we'll be addressing a different area about like how the creative process works that I talked about in my talk today. It will also cover creating healthy relationships, forgiveness, our relationship with money, and our physical health. There's no textbook, so just a really well-written text workbook. So please register for that class. I think you'll really enjoy it. And there's some other wonderful classes and events that we're planning. And one of them you want to bookmark is on Saturday, June 4th, Jim Eaglesmith is going to lead a drum circle for our center. So some exciting things are coming up. So, and now with the rest of our announcements, I want to welcome Carol Delbon.
Okay. I'm relying on Karen's help with this. Okay, we just want to make sure you know that you can invite your friends and family to watch our Sunday talks live via Zoom, and also review the recordings that will be on the on our website soon, and find links to the recordings on the website, Facebook, and Instagram. And just to make you aware that there is this new beautiful website available, and that it's a way to check up on what's going on. You can also make your donations on this website, which is very helpful, I've found. And so we're now talking about this coming Sunday, February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. And we have Reverend Barb Wally speaking again for us. And her title will be Pause and Find the Cause. And the music will be Jared and Shauna, Namaste. And the practitioner of the day will be Brenda Heldorn. So please join us on Zoom only, Sunday the 13th. And then in addition to our Sunday services, we have Tai Chi on Thursdays at 3:30 with Chris Worcester. And he's a great teacher, I know from experience. I just can't move along with him right now. But it's a wonderful experience, and he welcomes everybody. Just need to get the Zoom link from Colleen Akiko. And then the meditations that Mary McEnany's been doing on Thursdays begins with energization exercises at 4:30. Sorry. Energization exercise at 4:30, and then 5 o'clock is the meditation. And it follows the Ananda practice with chanting and reading, and it's just a wonderful experience. And then Sue Pipel, A Course of Love, she's continuing on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. And all of that is on Zoom still. And now our children that we look forward to having in our community, let's say this together. We see you, we hear you, we love you, you are a gift from God. And isn't that the truth? So we're looking forward to that. Cute picture.
And so I want to remind all of you that we have practitioners that are here that are more than willing to pray for you when you need prayer. I know I called my practitioner when I was feeling frustrated, and he said, you need to be still and trust God within, so here we go. But anyway, but we have our practitioners. We have Carol Delbon, practitioner of the day. Nancy O'Neill was here. Michael Brandman is a practitioner, and I'm also a practitioner. So ask for prayer when you need it. So let's say our affirmation together. The spirit within me is God. That spirit is perfect. And join us for our closing song, and then stay on for some hospitality afterwards. We'll just do one verse, Karen, since we're running a little bit long.
Is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you, everyone. Bless you all in your day and wherever you might be going.
Goodbye.
All right.